the bullet train, Japan's high-speed legend.
There's nothing else like it in the world.
The Shinkansen powers the country's economy and thrills fans at every stop.
I love the Shinkansen.
But tough terrain, bad weather, and earthquakes are constant threats.
That was one of the scariest memories.
Keeping it fast, efficient, and safe is a challenge. I'm here to learn more about the groundbreaking and sometimes secret science that makes it all possible, and that puts the bullet train at the top of every rail fan's bucket list. This is Tokyo Station, one of the busiest transportation hubs in the world. Every day, more than 1 million passengers come and go here.
If I didn't have the Shinkansen, I couldn't do my job.
Commuters depend on the Shinkansen speed. So does Japan's economy. It moves at 3 times the speed of most passenger trains, zipping along at 285 kilometers per hour. In congested cities, cars don't make sense. With 33 million people, Greater Tokyo is the most populated urban space on Earth. No wonder life here revolves around this station. Hey!
Hey, Daddy.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite. I'm lucky to connect with Ryo Mineta, a cultural interpreter for foreign students. But on this journey, he'll be my guide.
All right.
All right, sir, can you show me how to buy some tickets here?
So first, reserve seats. We can sit together.
Let's roll. Ryo and I are taking the Tokaido Shinkansen route, run by Japan's Central Railway. The original line built in 1964 for the world's first high-speed train. It took great ingenuity and innovation to build a rail system in an earthquake zone, on top of tectonic plates that are constantly shifting. We'll be traveling 500 kilometers from Tokyo to Osaka, making pit stops along the way to uncover the secrets of the world's finest high-speed train. But first, Ryo wants to show me something. It'll seem like
If you're taking a Shinkansen, you have to have an ekiben for sure.
Okay, so walk me through it. What do you Ekiben, literally translated, means rail station takeout. And it's a ritual on Japanese trains.
Do you like fish? They have sushi. Hai, onegaishimasu.
These boxed meals make lunch on the train fun and efficient.
Hai, so we have to eat before.
We got food for the train.
Yep.
The vending machines are everywhere in Japan. It's incredible. Even our choice of drinks, available instantly, hot or cold. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Everything's about speed, efficiency, and punctuality. The train's cleaning crew doesn't have time for a single misstep. Teams of 55 have 8 minutes to clean the cars. As the clock ticks down, all 1,300 seats are reversed for the new direction of travel, wiped down, and covered. There's no room for error to be late with this because the trains leave on time and they've got to get the job done. It's an incredibly quick turnaround.
We have to clean in a very short time, so everyone has to be very efficient.
While the cleaners race against the clock, we get to meet our driver, Ryosuke Kumazawa. How does it feel for you as an operator to get to drive this train?
The Shinkansen is everyone's favorite. I'm driving it using my own skills, and I really enjoy it.
He drives an average of 1,000 kilometers in a 6-hour shift.
It's challenging. There's a lot to learn, and a lot to think about.
So the Shinkansen is here. Is this the one you're actually going to be operating for our journey?
Hi.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, I'll let you go do your job. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Thank you. He's got to go get on the train. That's the one we're going to be on. The N700A is the most high-tech bullet train yet. 16 cars can carry more than 1,300 passengers. It spans 400 meters in length. It's electric. 25,000 volts travel directly from overhead wires to a motor on each wheel set, making it effectively 128-wheel drive. At each end, there's a driver's cabin, so the train can travel in either direction without reversing. By car, the trip from Tokyo to Osaka would take over 6 hours. By bullet train, it's just 2 hours and 22 minutes. On Japanese trains, politeness is important, so Ryo and I will be speaking softly so we don't disturb anyone. Our driver, Ryosuke, hits the throttle. It takes about 120 seconds for the Shinkansen to reach a top speed of 285 kilometers per hour. We're really going at an incredible speed now. And I feel fine, like it's a very comfortable ride, isn't it?
Here.
One of the reasons the train is so fast is its sleek design and light weight. The aluminum body is just half the weight of a conventional passenger train. It also has its own dedicated track. No sharing with slower trains.
I've learned a lot about the sense of speed, how it feels physically.
Luckily, that speed comes with more control. The motor on every wheel helps grip the track.
Really fast.
With dozens of high-speed trains on the same track, they must stay at least a kilometer apart to avoid running into each other. In Tokyo, a team of highly trained technicians make sure everyone follows the rules.
The General Control Center is the nerve center of the Tokaido Shinkansen.
Data collected from sensors along the track give a snapshot of the speed and location of every train at all times. The system, called automatic train control, is a high-tech wonder.
The automatic train control, or ATC, tells each driver how fast to go depending on where other trains are on the track. If the Shinkansen exceeds this speed, the ATC will automatically activate the brakes, so the train slows down. This is how we make sure there are no collisions.
Using these high-tech tracking tools to keep an eye on the entire system is important work. But these guys really earn their pay when something out of the ordinary happens.
We have systems in place for emergencies, including sensors to detect earthquakes, so we can be alerted as soon as one begins.
Earthquakes are a serious threat to Japan. They strike more than 1,000 times a year. Knowing how to respond is a matter of life and death.
Another bullet train is whipping by.
Japan's bullet train has the world's finest safety record. It's never had one operational accident causing death. Not even during the country's most devastating earthquakes. I've never been in a major earthquake, but my guide Ryo is going to show me what it feels like.
All right, well, let's go in. This is where people get ready, basically, in terms of being prepared for an earthquake.
Citizens are encouraged to visit the earthquake center regularly to keep their survival skills sharp.
Konnichiwa. Arigato.
お読みいただきましたら最後に次へをタッチお願いします。ではすぐに丸か×かが出てきますので確認しましたら次へを押します。
Luckily, they've given me a handy tablet that explains everything in English.
ではそのままタブレットの画面を元の形。
So it's telling us that there's been an earthquake and we have to survive for 3 days, 72 hours, because that's how long it's going to take the authorities and the emergency response to get there and get everything sorted.
こちらのマークを頼りに進んでください。また一部演出用のものが。
Now we head into a simulated earthquake.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh.
Here we go. Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
They've tried to simulate, basically, it looks like a city block here.
It looks terrifying.
All sorts of rubble. Look at the street lights.
Oh, even the traffic light is down.
Even though it's a simulation, it sure feels eerie.
Someone is calling, like, help me.
That's a big issue with earthquake, right?
Yeah.
Fires?
After earthquake, there's always fire going on, so.
Even more damage.
Right.
Wow. Where were you in the 2011 earthquake when it struck?
I was in Tokyo and I was actually eating at a cafe. Usually earthquake lasts, for less than a minute.
How long did this one shake you for?
Like longer than 2 minutes, I think. I was getting kind of nervous.
Did it get stronger as it went on?
Yeah, it kept getting stronger. So the waitress actually came up, talked to me, and then said, like, you need to evacuate, get out here.
Yeah.
Scary memory,
Imagine if you were on a high-speed train when an earthquake hit. The futuristic brains behind the Tokaido Shinkansen have given it a lot of thought. They monitor sensors along the rail line that detect the earliest threat of an earthquake.
We have 21 detection points along the Tokaido Shinkansen line to identify the primary wave of an earthquake. And if it affects the Tokaido Shinkansen, it gives us an alarm.
The alarm alerts the General Control Center that power is being cut to the trains. If they're in the affected area, they'll be stopped before the earthquake hits. To keep trains stable, the Tokaido Shinkansen took even more steps. Interior guardrails were installed along the track to keep it from derailing. For more severe movement, stoppers under each car catch to keep it upright. In March 2011, the system got a big test. Underground sensors picked up the first tremors of a massive quake. Its magnitude was 9.0. It lasted 6 minutes. 20,000 people died. And it cost the country billions. All 50 trains traveling along the Tokaido Shinkansen line were in the earthquake zone. Remarkably, the trains were stopped a full 10 seconds before the earthquake hit. The guardrails and stoppers worked perfectly.
During the 2011 earthquake, not a single train of the Tokaido Shinkansen derailed.
No other high-speed rail system in the world can beat the Shinkansen's perfect safety record. It's something to be proud of, but the bosses know it doesn't come easy.
Our top priority is safety, so we feel a heavy responsibility.
Shinkansen employees do a lot of this, pointing and calling. It confirms that they're doing a task and doing it right.
Using our eye, finger, and voice. With all three things working together, we can make sure the train is operating safely.
A study by a Japanese research institute showed that human error drops by 85% when the body and mind work together. Our next stop, a one-of-a-kind workshop, where we'll see how Central Japan Railway keeps the Shinkansen in top form.
What would happen if you missed something?
We're 1 hour southwest of Tokyo, traveling along the original line of the world's first high-speed train.
So this like vegetable tempura?
This is eel tempura.
This is eel tempura. Oh, it's really good. That's excellent. That's eel tempura. Yeah. I love it.
We're discovering a lot about the high-tech wonders of this train. And now we're going to have a unique behind-the-scenes look at how it's kept in tip-top condition. Next stop, Hamamatsu.
So here I am in Hamamatsu, and this train is going in for servicing at the Hamamatsu repair station. This is a rare sight to see a Shinkansen actually going through a crossing because this is the only one on the line.
Every 3 years, or as soon as it's run 1.2 million kilometers, each bullet train undergoes a complete servicing.
Nice to meet you. My name is...
And that's under the direction of General Manager Masahiko Tanaka.
Hi.
We separate a train into individual cars and take each apart, breaking down body, carriage, and other parts. After we thoroughly inspect every piece one by one, we reassemble the train.
The first job is checking the condition of the hard-working steel wheels.
We remove the wheels from the Shinkansen, and we check if there's no damage or scratches on the wheels using ultrasonic waves.
Tiny cracks under stress can grow. If they break the wheel apart at high speed, disaster. A single crack in one wheel of a German high-speed train caused this crash in 1998. 101 people were killed. Finding cracks, especially if they're out of sight, is a huge task. To detect anything beneath the surface, they use ultrasonic technology. After looking for cracks, the technicians need to inspect the wheels to see if they're still in good shape after so much high-speed travel. If all 128 wheels aren't precisely aligned, their unevenness creates vibrations that can increase to throw the train off the track. Every wheel must have the same dimension down to the 100th of a millimeter. Anyone who says don't sweat the small stuff obviously isn't working here. Now the wheels have been checked, they're paired up with the bogie frames that carry the all-important disc brakes. Every brake has to be carefully positioned to clamp against the wheel at the exact right spot. If an earthquake hits, these brakes are lifesavers. So these technicians have to get it right. For a train that's on the cutting edge of automation, it's a lot of old-fashioned hands-on work for the 1,300 technicians. The pressure on every technician is huge.
Since the Shinkansen runs at a very high speed, if some nuts and bolts loosen and detach, it can lead to a devastating accident.
To stay sharp and focused, the technicians use the same technique we've seen elsewhere, pointing and calling out a checklist.
Using our eye, finger, and ear, we make sure everything is properly tightened. This is very important for the safety of the Shinkansen.
In another building, we get a rare glimpse of the workroom where the Shinkansen's electronics are serviced.
This equipment is what powers the Shinkansen. The maximum speed is so high that the train needs special control systems.
It converts electrical current from the overhead wires quickly and steadily to the motors. But I'm not going to find out a whole lot more than that.
Can we get a little closer? Can we shoot it closer?
Sorry,
No?
No, you cannot get closer.
No.
We have a lot of confidential technology here. We would appreciate it if you keep some distance.
It takes about 2 weeks to completely overhaul each train and put it back on the rails.
The reason I love this job is that I feel a responsibility to the passengers to move safely on the Shinkansen.
I feel lucky to get a peek into how Japan's Central Railway keeps its trains operating at 100%, and its safety record as clean as the day it began. The concept of a bullet train took shape after World War II. Japan's economy was in ruins. Its leaders hoped that a high-speed train could link the country and help fast-track economic growth. The actual design came from engineers who developed kamikaze planes for World War II. They wanted to build trains to feel like an airplane. When it opened in 1964, the rail line did help kickstart the economy by transporting people to work in the cities, making Japan an international powerhouse. Next, I'm hitching a ride on the most special bullet train of all. It doesn't carry passengers, but it attracts a crowd wherever it goes.
Do you ever get tired of taking the Shinkansen?
Never.
No.
It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Japan has a devoted rail fan culture. Even miniature model trains attract crowds at the Railway Museum.
This model train diorama is fantastic because it gives us a snapshot of basically the entire Tokaido line. We've got Tokyo down at this end, trains going everywhere, Mount Fuji, Hamamatsu, including the massive Shinkansen workshop there, Nagoya, and at the end, Osaka. The level of detail and precision is really, really cool.
The diorama mimics a 24-hour day every 15 minutes, fading gradually from light to darkness and back again.
What do you guys think of the Shinkansen? Why do you like it?
Speed.
It's unanimous. Speed is why they love their Shinkansen. For die-hard fans, this old train station, wedged between tracks, has been turned into a cafe.
We've got trains going by us on either side here in this cafe, so is this the coolest place you've ever had a cup of coffee as a rail fan?
Yeah, this is a pretty cool spot. Although it's a pity that...
Alex Sims is such an enthusiast, he'll come all the way from Australia to see his favorite train in action.
So you still get a rush out of the Shinkansen?
Oh, yeah. I like to take videos. Some people like to go and measure trains.
There's one now.
Yeah, or you can get lists where you can tick them off. So you say, oh, I've seen that one, and I've seen that one. The new...
Seems like the Shinkansen experience never gets old for Alex.
Seeing all the signs, hearing all the station music and announcements, the vibration of the platforms as the train moves, maybe on the deck below or above. And so it's that sort of whole of body vibration, sound, visual, bright lights, and then you get on your train.
Rail fans of this icon of Japanese design are common at every station, waiting to get the perfect shot of an engineering marvel.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's my day off, so I brought my son to see this special train.
Families are crowding onto this platform today because the next train is a huge hit with the kids.
We came here to see Dr. Yellow. It's not something you can see every day.
Here it comes.
Dr. Yellow only makes an appearance every 10 days. It travels the same route as the Tokaido Shinkansen, but it doesn't carry passengers. Its job is to inspect the tracks and overhead electrical system.
That's great. Well, let's go over.
I'm being escorted by a Japan Rail employee to make sure I don't push any buttons or turn any knobs, because inside this train is a hive of electronics. A crew of 7 technicians look for flaws along every inch of track and overhead wire.
It's amazing.
Mikihito Kobayashi oversees the track team.
How is it that we can be going this fast and we're checking the track as we're going almost 300 kilometers an hour?
Sophisticated sensors mounted under the train read data from lasers hitting the tracks. If there's something wrong, we report it to the General Control Center in Tokyo, and it gets fixed.
It can detect flaws in the tracks as small as the nib of a pen. Above the tracks, it monitors the wires of the catenary system that supply 25,000 volts of electricity to the train.
So it looks like I'm in a captain's chair, but actually this is an inspector's chair and is checking out the catenary system. And decades ago, it was the person who sat here who did the bulk of that inspection. But these days, most of the work is done by this camera.
These technicians get the camera footage sent live to their screens. It's up to them to look out for defects that could potentially cause a power failure.
We need to check the wires for abrasion, because excessive abrasion causes wires to break and can stop the Shinkansen from running.
Any issues are reported immediately and fixed. No wonder Dr. Yellow has superhero status.
So many people love it. There is even an urban legend that if you see Dr. Yellow, you'll live a happy life. And that makes us happy too.
Dr. Yellow's day is done. But the work's not over. From midnight to 6 a.m., when there are no trains on the track, 3,000 maintenance workers tackle the repairs.
We always check the results of Dr. Yellow before we work.
Tonight, a team shores up a section of track to make it perfectly level again.
When we finish, we have to make sure it falls in a very specific range of accuracy.
Getting repairs done by daybreak keeps the schedule in order. But what throws things off is something no one can plan for.
So within the system that prides itself on speed, efficiency, and everything running on time all the time, one of the few things that can complicate matters is this: the weather.
Snowstorms can wreak havoc with operations.
The train of platform 23 is out of service. Please don't get on this train.
Hello, this is the General Control Center.
That's when the GCC springs into action.
Driver, would you please tell me about the weather conditions there?
Snow can be a huge problem for the Shinkansen. The moving train draws snow under the cars, and its high speed supercools it into ice. When the ice flies off, it can damage the cars and even cause an accident. Reducing speed to 70 kilometers per hour can help, but that won't make it a bullet train anymore. To reduce the effects of snow, the GCC activates a simple yet effective solution. Sprinklers shooting warm water to dampen the snow and keep it from icing up on the train.
Hi.
When the weather's clear, there's no stopping the Shinkansen as we head toward Nagoya.
So all along this trip so far, I've been surprised by the number of mountains and mountain ranges, but there's Mount Fuji. That's the most impressive view we've got of it yet.
To get to our destination, we're weaving around a lot of mountains and going through a lot of tunnels too.
I think this is the longest tunnel we've been through so far.
I think it is.
When you want a direct line that's as fast as possible, tunnels are necessary. There are 66 on the Tokaido line alone. One of them stretches on for 8 kilometers.
It goes on for a while.
For high-speed trains, tunnels solve one problem, but create another. the force of the train plunging through the restricted passage causes severe noise. It's called tunnel boom. To solve the problem, Shinkansen engineers came up with an aerodynamic nose borrowed from aviation design. It slices through the air, so it flows around the train, avoiding a buildup of pressure. Over the years, the shape of the trains has changed dramatically to make them move more efficiently and faster. Aerodynamic innovations like a sharper nose, covered wheels, and double walls to contain vibrations all improve performance. Even the design of the pantograph that conducts the electrical power to the train has been streamlined to reduce drag.
It's very smooth.
It's these small efficiencies that give the train more speed while using less electricity. Japan's densely populated cities have benefited hugely from these improvements. Faster trains mean more trains. But every decision to increase speed is carefully considered by everyone from the train's designers to its drivers, which prevents disasters like this. In 2013, the driver of a Spanish high-speed train took a curve too fast and derailed. The train was moving twice the speed limit on a sharp turn. 79 people were killed. No rail system wants this on their record, and Japan's Central Railway has worked hard to prevent such disaster.
So right now we're actually going around a curve, and even though we're traveling at almost 300 kilometers an hour, as a passenger, you barely feel it at all. And that's because a lot of work has gone into beating the laws of centrifugal force.
The solution to high-speed curves came from the Kamaki Research Center, hidden in the hills outside Nagoya. Access here is highly restricted. This is where all the innovations for the bullet train happen.
Most of the research that goes on in here is so secret, we're actually not allowed to show it, but they have agreed to let us in on how they've mastered high-speed curves on the Shinkansen. Yeah.
Tatsuya Okajima is assistant head of the Kamaki Research Center. I'm hoping to find out as much as possible about his exclusive high-tech lab.
And how many people work here, did you say?
120.
Are most of them scientists?
90 people are scientists.
It's a huge team, but where are they?
Are most of the facilities there or there?
Secret.
Secret. I can't show any of it.
It took 5 years and over $2 billion to increase the train speed safely around curves.
Oh, okay.
What they came up with was a revolutionary idea called the body incline system. This simulator was built to test the effects on passengers going around curves at high speed. And we're gonna try it.
How fast are we going?
270 kilometers per hour. The first one is the one without body incline system.
When the body incline system is turned off, the high speed will push us sideways.
We are gonna hit the corner on 270 kilometers.
Okay, we're hitting it right now.
Yes.
I can feel the force. Whoa!
To round bends and avoid throwing passengers and their drinks onto the floor, trains need banked tracks to lean into the curve. But high-speed trains need to lean a lot more.
The next one, we are going to have the body incline system now.
Instead of banking or tilting the track, the Japanese came up with an ingenious solution. Tilt the train. Once the body incline system is turned on, computer-controlled air springs under each car make the train angle into each curve. Every car tilts independently to the exact degree, at just the right moment.
And we are going to hit the corner now.
I can feel a little we're going around the corner, but with the body incline system on, that didn't move at all, and I didn't move at all.
With this remarkable innovation, the train can travel at top speed around curves, making it faster and more comfortable than ever.
How much work and research goes into making this happen?
This is a result of the long time research.
So, what's the next amazing innovation in the works?
It is a top secret.
After being a passenger, I'm really curious to see what it's like to drive one of the most high-tech trains in the world. We're inside the Railway Museum in Nagoya, where everyday citizens can get behind the wheel of a Shinkansen simulator.
General Control Center is telling me to go 285 kilometers an hour. I'm at 210. A little faster. Woohoo! Okay.
Being in the cockpit with the nose in front of you, it almost feels like you're piloting a spacecraft.
We're at 275. We're almost up at that 280 target. I got up to 285. ATC, automatic train control, has kicked in, limiting my speed.
Just like on the real bullet train, those safety features kick in.
There's that body incline system. They're actually tipping the train a little bit.
Taking curves at top speed seems easy, thanks to all that groundbreaking research.
She's gonna tell me how to stop. Okay, and now the brake.
And you have arrived at Nagoya Station.
That was a great ride, but I'm happy to be a passenger again. Now we're on our way to see a train that's about to change everything about rail travel, because it doesn't even use rails. The Maglev. This test train literally flies at speeds of over 500 kilometers per hour, almost twice the speed of the Shinkansen.
The science behind the maglev train is incredible. Superconducting magnets levitate the train and actually propel it forward.
The special guideway for the maglev is lined with coils of superconducting electromagnets. Coils for levitation raise the train 10 centimeters above the guideway. Coils for propulsion drive it forward.
It's the same science that's actually happening with this model right now. The maglev train is currently in test runs, and the plan is to have passengers on it in 2027.
This is the Nozomi Super Express, bound for Shin Osaka Terminal.
We're approaching the final stop on our journey.
Just a few minutes ago, we passed Kyoto Station, and in about 6 minutes, we should be pulling into Shin Osaka. So we're really close, and not surprisingly, we're right on time.
The world's original high-speed train continues to amaze, half a century after it first went into service. uncovering the secrets of its incredible speed and safety record has been as thrilling as the ride itself. Meeting the people who make it all happen and experiencing the cutting-edge technology firsthand was a train lover's dream come true. My bucket list is getting shorter, except now I've added one: a ride on the maglev in 2027.